Welcome to Pause on Purpose. And we are interrupting really our normal schedule to talk about this special series called Unity in the Community. And what we've done is we started teaching about unity in the community on Ephesians chapter 4 on Sunday mornings. And then each Monday through Friday on this Pause on Purpose, we are diving deeper into some of the things we weren't able to cover on Sunday morning. Ephesians chapter 4, when Paul talks about building unity in the community, it is a transitional chapter because in chapters 1 through 3, as we mentioned today, it all talks about what God has done for us. And then in chapter 4, it begins to say, okay, what God has done for us is not something just for the sweet by and by. It's for the nasty now and now. In other words, there's practical ramifications that will affect how we behave, both in the church and in the world, so that we can have an influence in both of those areas. And the first topic he goes into is unity and why unity is so important. He starts in chapter 2 by saying that Christ is our peace between the Jew and the Gentile. God is not interested in creating a Jewish church or a Gentile church or you fill in the blank church. He's just interested in building a church of Jesus Christ, a church that he heads up and leads, where there's no Jew, there's no Gentile, there's no whatever. We are one in Christ. And we put aside our differences because we're one. And so we don't see someone as, oh, that's a Jewish Christian, or, that's an Ethiopian Christian. No, we're just all part of the family of God. And so then Paul goes, not only did God give us unity, but he gives us the power to maintain unity. What do I mean by power? Well, Paul lists out 7 qualities that empower us to maintain unity. And it all starts with humility. You heard the old joke, right? That the guy who wrote a book on humility, right? And how I obtained it. I love that. That's a great joke. It never gets old. And so humility is not something that we realize we have, because once we realize we have it, we've probably lost it. And so pride loves to sneak in there. But God gives us the grace to fill us and demonstrate humility. Now, what's humility? Humility, let's just put the opposite. It means not to be exalted or self-exalted. In fact, in the book of Philippians, the Apostle Paul puts it this way: do nothing from selfishness or empty conceit, but with humility, there's our word, consider one another as more important than yourselves. Do not merely look out for your own personal interests, but also for the interests of others. So, on the one hand, we don't do anything that is only for our benefit. If it's only for our benefit, that's a warning sign. Nope, that's not producing unity. And we're probably not filled with the Spirit. So it's time to call time out and regather ourselves and say, Lord, I need to be filled with your Spirit. Help me to decide, or help me to act, or help me to speak in a way that produces unity. And the first way, Lord, is through humility. How do I know that? Because your word says it. That's the first gauge on my dashboard that says I'm walking in unity. So humility is not, this is our final word. Humility is not thinking of ourselves, not thinking less of ourselves. Let me say that again. Humility is not thinking less of ourselves. It's thinking of ourselves less. You go with that, but more importantly, you go with God, because he goes with you, beloved, and walk in humility, and you'll be producing unity, or you'll be maintaining unity as well. God bless you.